For years, Floyd Mayweather built an image that seemed impossible to challenge. Private jets, luxury mansions, million-dollar jewelry collections, and enough cash displays to convince the world that money would never be a problem. He wasn't just one of the greatest boxers of all time, he became the face of financial success itself. Blondie. But now, that image is facing one of its biggest tests yet. Minda luxury watch purchase worth around $200,000 has reportedly turned into a legal nightmare, with Mayweather facing serious fraud-related charges that could have major consequences if the allegations prove true. And as details continue to emerge, fans are asking a question that would have sounded ridiculous. Just a few years ago, is Floyd Mayweather actually facing, What's making this story even more shocking is who decided to step into the conversation. It was 50 Cent, one of Floyd's longest-running rivals, who suddenly offered help. After years of public feuds, insults, and non-stop trolling, nobody expected him to be the one reaching out. So what really happened with the luxury watch? Why are authorities taking this case so seriously? And is this just a temporary setback or the first sign that something much bigger is happening behind the scenes? Because the deeper you look into this story, the stranger it gets. And what happened next caught even Floyd's biggest supporters completely off guard. It all started with what should have been a routine luxury purchase. According to reports, Floyd Mayweather visited a high-end watch boutique in Las Vegas on Christmas Day 2024 and purchased an Audemars Piguet timepiece worth roughly $200,000. For someone known for spending huge amounts on jewelry and watches, the purchase barely raised any eyebrows at the time. Days later, a check was reportedly written to cover the cost of the watch. The store owner expected the payment to clear without any issues. After all, this was Floyd Mayweather, a man who built his reputation around extraordinary wealth. But things didn't go as planned. Reports claim the check was returned due to insufficient funds, leaving the boutique waiting for payment. At first, it may have seemed like a simple mistake. However, as weeks turned into months, the situation reportedly remained unresolved, and frustration began to grow. What started as a luxury watch purchase was quickly turning into something much more serious. And before long, authorities would become involved in a way nobody expected. As the dispute continued, the situation took a dramatic turn. In 2026, prosecutors filed felony charges connected to the watch purchase, alleging that Mayweather knowingly wrote a check without sufficient funds available. The allegations instantly transformed what appeared to be a business disagreement into a major legal battle. The potential consequences are serious. If the claims are proven in court, the penalties could include significant fines and even prison time. News of the charges spread quickly across social media, leaving fans stunned that one of the richest athletes in history was being linked to a bad check case. Blans. Some supporters believe there's more to the story and expect the issue to be resolved. Others are questioning how a situation like this could happen in the first place. But while the internet debated the allegations, someone completely unexpected decided to speak up. As news of the charges spread, most people expected criticism. What they didn't expect was a response from 50 Cent. For years, 50 Cent and Floyd Mayweather have been involved in one of hip-hop and boxing's most famous feuds. The two have traded insults, mocked each other online, and rarely missed an opportunity to take shots at one another. That's why fans were shocked when 50 Cent posted a message that sounded more concerned than hostile. He jokingly offered financial help, while telling Floyd he could have called him before things got so messy. The post instantly went viral. Some fans saw it as genuine support from an old friend. Others believed 50 was simply finding a new way to troll his longtime rival. Either way, his reaction sparked an even bigger conversation. Was this case revealing deeper financial problems behind the scenes? That question quickly became the center of the debate online. Bans for years, Floyd Mayweather has presented himself as one of the wealthiest athletes on the planet, regularly showing off luxury cars, expensive jewelry, and stacks of cash. But recent reports have led some fans to wonder whether everything is as perfect as it appears. Public records show that Mayweather has faced tax-related issues and other financial disputes in recent years. At the same time, he has continued maintaining an extremely expensive lifestyle that few people could afford. Of course, financial disputes don't automatically mean someone is broke. Many wealthy celebrities deal with lawsuits, tax matters, and business disagreements without facing serious money problems. Still, the growing number of reports has raised eyebrows, and that's where the story becomes even more complicated. Just as questions about Floyd's finances started growing, another surprising detail emerged. Over the years, Mayweather has claimed that he was cheated out of enormous amounts of money through failed business deals and disputes with former associates. Reports have linked these claims to missing assets, luxury items, and investments worth millions of dollars. Mel and his supporters argue that Floyd may have been the victim of people taking advantage of his success. Critics, however, believe some of these situations could have been avoided with better oversight of his business affairs. Whatever the truth may be, the claims have added another layer of mystery to an already complicated story. Instead of answers, they have created even more questions about what has really been happening behind the scenes. And while fans continue debating the missing millions, another theory began gaining attention. One theory that keeps popping up online centers around Floyd's well-known love for luxury. Throughout his career, Mayweather has spent millions on watches, jewelry, exotic cars, and private jets. His lavish lifestyle became a major part of his public image, earning him the nickname Money Mayweather. Because of that reputation, some fans have started speculating that years of high-end spending may have created financial pressure behind the scenes. Others pointing out that wealthy individuals often own valuable assets while keeping their cash tied up in businesses and investments. For now, there's no clear evidence that luxury spending alone caused Floyd's current situation. But the conversation has continued to grow, especially as more details about his legal challenges become public. And despite all the headlines, Floyd wasn't about to step away from the spotlight. And despite the controversy, Floyd Mayweather appears determined to keep moving forward. While the legal situation continues to generate headlines, he remains active in the boxing world and is still scheduled for future appearances and exhibition events. To his supporters, that's proof that he's staying focused and refusing to let the allegations define him. Many fans believe Mayweather has overcome bigger challenges throughout his career and will eventually put this situation behind him. Others aren't so sure, arguing that the outcome of the case could have a major impact on his reputation. And for now, all eyes remain on what happens next. Because whether this turns out to be a simple misunderstanding or something far more serious, the next chapter could be one of the most important of Floyd Mayweather's life. At the center of it all is a story that keeps shifting as new details come out. A luxury watch deal that started on a holiday purchase has now turned into felony charges, legal battles, and public debate about one of boxing's biggest legends. Adding to the shock, 50 Cent's unexpected offer of help turned a personal controversy into a viral moment that nobody saw coming. But beyond the headlines, there's still a lot that remains unclear. The allegations are serious, but the full story has yet to be decided in court, and many of the claims floating around online are still unverified. What makes this situation so gripping isn't just the legal drama, it's the question it raises about fame, money, and control at the highest level of success. And as this case continues to unfold, one question is left hanging. Is this just a temporary storm for Floyd Mayweather, or the beginning of a much bigger downfall than anyone expected?